to you in the Google chat. So that's good there. Let me see. Let me see if we're good to go on the stream here. I think we should be good. Yeah, everything's working well. We got the tweet out. We got that. I see you on this side. And then I think you have the chess link, right? I think you have that now.
Game.
There we go. And then your turn first. But I guess now that we're live, welcome anyone that's in the stream here. Today we have episode 5 of Chess and Chat with Dill. Amazing guest. We have. He is a multi-platinum artist, and with his album Crypto Rich, and absolutely have loved talking to him over these past couple days, weeks, and obviously look forward to continue some sort of relationship. Dill, did you want to give any other kind of background about yourself as well, where people can find you, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, sure, man. So thanks for the intro. Appreciate it. Happy to be here on the show and talk a little bit more about music NFTs, of course. I've been doing music NFTs now pretty much full time for the last year. Really over a year is when I first started getting into music NFTs. And before that, I was already rapping about crypto since 2019.
Yep.
So I've been in the music space for almost 10 years now. I have a multi-platinum hit song, Jordan Belfort, which was the top college song of 2015. I've toured around the country, done nearly 100 shows. And so I started rapping about crypto after I had some crypto investments, started learning about the space since 2016. And then I wanted to put together my passion for crypto and music. So that's where this idea for the Crypto Rich album came from. And then in the past year and a half, I've really been innovating on music NFTs, pioneering this space forward, and trying to help other artists learn at the same time, through my experience and through some of the stuff that's worked and hasn't worked for me. And so I help a lot of artists grow through my community, especially music artists, but really anyone getting into NFTs. We try to lead them in the right direction.
Absolutely. Alrighty, with that, we will. I believe it's your turn first, so we'll start off the game here, and then I will ask the first question here.
That's
again,
good, man. I haven't played chess in a long time.
I know. All right, this is a great. I always like to ask this question. I think it's a great question to really start off with.
Sure.
It's pretty open ended, but I think it's obviously more subjective. But what do you really think about the state of crypto right now?
Yeah, so I think right now we've had, a lot of sustained bullish activity, right? And so I think that it wouldn't surprise me to see some kind of pullback in crypto from here. I mean, we've already had a pullback. But when I'm preparing, I'm definitely thinking a little bit more about the downside right now, because for me, we've had a great year. I've made some good returns. I've had some NFT sales. And so I'm like all in on crypto. So for me right now, I'm more concerned about making sure I can de-risk, and that if we do see more downside, I'll be good for the next few months, few years, because I know the long-term prospect of crypto is way up from here.
Yep.
And so it's just a matter of, are we going to go down a bit first, or can we continue the up only? And so where we are here at about 3,100 ETH, I'm definitely a little more worried about the downside than I am just trying to sort of ape in for the upside, if you know what I mean.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see. I'll let you make a move here. Perfect. Yeah, I think this is also a great question. So Dill, how did you first get into music NFTs?
So I first got into music NFTs really through the NFTS tips rooms on Clubhouse. And so those rooms were, for me, kind of my start into NFTs, how I started getting involved in the community. I was one of the original leaders in the NFTS tips community. So a lot of people actually have heard of NFTS tips and the Clubhouse groups that we used to host. And that was probably early 2021, late 2020. And so a lot of those people in those communities helped walk me in the door. But I also remember back to even a year ago, like nobody was really talking about music NFTs. So I always felt like I was kind of the guy who had experience in the music industry. I'm not an expert, I wouldn't say, but sort of like the expert in those NFT chats, especially in the early days, who was thinking about how can we apply this stuff to music?
Yeah.
What are the next steps to make NFTs realistic for the music world? And so I've just seen a lot happen since then.
Yeah.
So it's been very, very interesting for me to see the music NFT space develop from the
Yep.
start.
Yeah, no, and this is something I've said as well. I really feel like, and I've told a lot of people this, I really feel like like you were saying a second ago, like you're really one of the first people to talk a lot about music NFTs. Obviously, you got the album, all that sort of stuff. I really think that you're really a trailblazer. That's really my opinion of you.
Appreciate it, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I think I would agree. It's like I don't have a model that I'm going off of.
yeah,
I just like what I'm doing is completely out of my own head. So I have to figure out, what are the next steps to bring this music NFT to life.
yeah.
What's gonna work, what's gonna make sense.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we got some early moves here, some really interesting moves. We will move to the next question here. All right, so we asked that. Here's really the next question. And sorry if when I'm asking the questions I look a little weird. It's just so that when we cut it up into the clips, obviously it looks a little better. But let's see here.
Right.
Yeah, this is a great question. What makes you so excited about music NFTs?
Yeah, so for me, I think it's two things mainly. And I think number one is the ability to bet on artists and sort of have a stake in the success of an artist. For me, that's always been really exciting. And so I think that like we always focus on the utility and we always focus on these real world features. But I just want to drive home the fact that being able to have a piece of an artist's success through a collectible and being able to hear a song or an artist early and actually say, hey, I want to get a piece of that. I want to buy in early. I want to make a bet on this artist. I want to support them. That to me is so cool because I just remember hearing upcoming artists or songs and saying, wow, like if I could invest in this somehow, I would love to. And so I think NFTs give us a unique digital asset that allows us to support our favorite artists or get a piece of their work in a
Right.
completely new and different way.
Yeah, 100%. All right, I'll move here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, so we got that. Yeah, I think that was really a great answer. Um, yeah, I'll wait for you to make your next move for the next question here. Let's see here. We got an interesting game so far.
Gotta keep it interesting.
I'm trying to think here. Okay. Great move. So here's my next question, Dill. What is one tip for people getting into music NFTs right now?
So I would say the biggest tip is that you don't need a specific platform. You don't need a curated site. You don't need to wait for anything. You can take your music and put it into NFTs and start getting out there and selling that product. And so I like to compare it to how rappers are out on the street, hustling their mixtape, right?
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, it's like you have to get out there and sell your NFT. The NFT ain't gonna sell itself. And so I think that you have to remember that this is a game of hustling. This is a game of getting out there and selling. It's like selling your mixtape out the back of a car, except you're on the internet, you're in the metaverse selling this. So
Yep.
there's a lot of ways that you can make an NFT, right?
Yep.
That you can design these products. But the question is, are you going to get out there and actually sell it? And so I think a lot of people need to realize that like the bulk of the work here is going to be in selling your NFT. It's not necessarily that you have to like overcomplicate the process of minting your NFT or your community, So you have to give some value. You have to figure out what's going to be the model for creating value, and then just get out there and try and sell it. So put
Yep.
some thought in, but don't feel like you need a coder or like you need a specific platform, right? You just need the hustle and you just need to find people who support you one by one, genuine connection and support. And that's
Yep.
what's really unique about the NFT space, is this ability to have, support one fan at a time. In music NFTs, you can make it having 10 true fans or 20 true fans. And you take 10 true fans, you turn that into 100 true fans. You take 100 and turn it into 1,000. But nowadays, with music NFTs, you can actually get enough money to feel good about it off 10 fans, right? You get 10 fans to each put in $500. That's $5,000 of music NFT sales, So that kind of money is a lot more inaccessible through Web 2. You need 1 to 2 million streams to get that same $5,000. And
Yeah.
so a lot of us artists who've really tried that know how difficult it can be.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, really, I think going back to the beginning of that, really, I think your one tip was just get started, right? Like just do it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really important piece that a lot of people are just overlooking. It's like no paralysis of the analysis. Just get out there, start selling some NFTs, try different stuff, and experiment.
Yeah, major key. All right, let's see here. I'll move that there. All right, we'll move on to this next question. And this could really be about music NFTs as well as just NFTs in general. But what do you think is the most overlooked part of NFTs and music NFTs?
So I would say the most overlooked part right now is the fact that I think the music is going to be the ultimate marketing engine for these NFTs. So right now, people buy a lot of little collectibles and sound bites and stuff that is being called music NFTs. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything negative. I think all different forms of music and clips and sound bites and solo instrumentalists and all these things I'm bullish on. I own NFTs by a solo instrumentalist, Nifty Sax, in the space. So
Yep.
I believe in it. But I think the underrated part is that NFTs with an album behind them that have kind of mainstream hit potential, or songs behind them that have this potential to hit mainstream radio, viral music videos, all of this stuff. I think that is going to be the ultimate marketing engine for music NFTs. So, nothing wrong with solo instrumentalist or creative music clip type of projects. Nothing wrong with that. I just think it's a lot harder to have this kind of traditional world success without a more typical album and song style.
Yep.
And so I think long term, when we think 5 to 10 years out, we're going to see that the biggest music NFTs are related to songs and albums that hit Billboard, that get Grammys, even that get music videos that are trending and get on Spotify viral and get playlisting. So I think long term these things are going to matter, and so that's something that is underrated right now.
Gotcha. Awesome answer.
I swear I misclicked.
Oh shoot. Oh, you want to go back?
No,
it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Shit happens,
Yeah.
Shit happens. We got to keep it going.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
They say.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is a next great question. So what's the story behind you doing the Crypto Rich album?
Yeah, so the Crypto Rich album really came from a genuine need I saw, in the sense that I wanted to tell people what I had learned about crypto. And I had this huge platform for music. And actually, at the time, I didn't know what my direction was going to be for music. I had released the Jordan Belfort song, had some serious success with that. Then after that, I released a few other independent singles and things of that nature, but I never had that real type of success I was looking for with the independent stuff. And I definitely got discouraged. And
Yeah.
so, and that was just an experience of like, not hating it or whatever. It was just like, all right, well, I have other things going on with school and with crypto. So I'm going to focus more on that. And so I got deep into crypto. I started my company, Advantage Blockchain, here in Philly, worked on some other crypto projects before ultimately deciding, like, I have to get back to music. And so it was really through this couple of years that I developed this idea for Crypto Rich. And I just realized that Crypto Rich was going to be the perfect song. I mean, I think people can easily see the connection with the Jordan Belfort song and stuff like that. And so I'm really excited about the idea to be able to tell my fan base what I had learned about the future of financial and creative freedom. And
Yep.
so in 2019, I was the first one to ever make this kind of rap album that was all a story about crypto. But really, the motivation and the mission behind Crypto Rich in our community is to teach people about the future of financial freedom and everything that I had learned and that made me so excited about the space.
Yep. Awesome answer. I think this question actually you're really gonna like. Um, let's see here. Why? Let me think about this. Why should major music labels, entertainment moguls, and really others in the entertainment industry and music industry really take NFTs seriously?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I mean, basically, this is going to be the future of the music industry, in my opinion, because there's this need that we've had, and the need is that fans and collectors and investors and people around the world, they want to be able to support music artists directly and have assets based on music and assets based on their favorite artists. So to me, the real potential here is to have billions of dollars of digital assets on top of the current music industry, where any song can be collectible, any artist can be collectible. You can buy a special version of an artist's album. And we have this direct liquidity with online markets, with NFT trading, right? And you can't degrade. You don't have these problems of physical collectibles where you have to ship them and they could get broken or pieces can go missing, right? So I think it's really cool, this prospect of having a completely digitized market where you can buy, sell, and trade music-based assets. So
Yep.
to me, anyone in the music industry should realize that this is going to create a new level of funding on top of the music industry as we know it.
Yep.
So I think that is going to be a force to be reckoned with when you see multi-billion-dollar valuations coming out of this space for certain artists and songs. I mean, that's the potential, is, billions of dollars built on top of the current music industry.
Yep. Now, Dill, what would you say is the biggest risk to the NFT market?
So I would say right now the biggest risk to the NFT market is probably just the crypto risk. I mean, at this point, I would say that crypto has a little ways to go. Like I said in the beginning, there could be some potential downsides. So I would say the biggest risk right now is just in the crypto market itself. But I mean, I think also, you have your scams and rugs or celebrities coming in space, stuff like that. But right now, in the short term, I think the biggest risk is largely connected to, the possibility that crypto dumps are from here.
Right. Right.
I think this game is over, my friend.
I think so, man. I don't know if I'm doing too well here.
I don't know if I'm doing too well, actually.
uh, this next
I
question
don't know if I can
is
play this one.
I want to actually kind of switch it up to instead of general NFTs, more about yourself as well. And I don't think I'm going to clip this, but do you want to talk at all about the story behind you in the label, or is that more private?
No, nothing private. I'm
Okay.
happy to speak on that.
Yeah.
So the situation with the label is that they got in early on our deal with the Jordan Belfort song,
Yep.
and so they gave us a deal that was, I guess subpar would be a nice way to put it. I mean, they gave us a deal that really left us with very little, and the record label has now made millions of dollars off this song. and we have very little to show for it, you know? So that was a learning experience for me.
Yep.
That was just like, wow, basically this needs to be fixed. There's a better way forward. And so I definitely learned some of that the hard way through that record label experience. But yeah, I mean, it's great to have the song go multi-platinum, do that's over $2 million of sales, but I've only seen a very small portion of that spread over like 7 years.
Yeah.
So the amount of funding that I've gotten from music, despite all this success, just really isn't where it should be, in my opinion. So my mission here is to help music artists and to make a change that I feel is very necessary in the world. And so the future potential here is that we don't necessarily need these middlemen and record labels. They'll end up needing the artists more, because I think the future is sort of in the boutique record label approach. Being able to essentially offer services to artists, right?
Yep.
Without in a more in a way where the artist gets the funding,
Yeah.
and then they are able to decide what and how they're going to use that funding. So
Yeah.
to me, that's the future that I see.
Absolutely. And they can do, all their own distribution, all that sort of stuff, as well as, I mean, nowadays you have a ton of different products that you can use, to get your merch store up, right, with little to no really either overhead or code, all that sort of stuff. You can get, I mean, really all the forms of revenue that any artist gets, you're starting to be able to do from home now. Let's see here.
It's a little tough to play chess and
I know.
answer questions.
I know.
Games tough here, man.
I know. Let's see here.
It's getting intense.
And so, yeah, this is also switching up more to yourself as well. So for people that are watching kind of live as well as in the future, I would love for you to talk a little bit about what people get when they do purchase your NFT, and maybe what's coming next as well.
Yeah, sure. So my NFT is, in addition to being a limited piece of digital real estate for my album, a way to get a piece of the success, to make a bet on my career as a music artist. It's also a VIP access to all of my shows. So if you get the VIP Rare NFT, it's a unlimited VIP access to my shows, where you get a lifetime ticket to my shows and tours that I do. You also get merch shipment. So I have a merch store that's been running for about 3 years. And you get merch directly shipped to your house through this NFT. So also I have collectible vinyl that I'm working on. So I'm going to ship out a collectible vinyl of the Crypto Rich album to everyone. And then another big piece of it is NFT airdrops. So I'll be airdropping every NFT holder, and they get all different types of drops. For example, I just did a drop over on Solana. So that was available for the VIP holders and some of the trading card holders as well. And that's really exciting, because it's sort of like a different form of royalties, but it allows the collector to decide if they want to stay in and hold on to the new items they get and stay a part of the community, or if they actually want to take their coins out and sell. So really, really cool stuff. I would say that the utility features of my NFT are really what's exciting to me, as I can start to connect that to stuff I do in the real world.
Right. Let's see here. This is kind of an interesting position, huh?
Yeah, this is a tough game. I like the interview style, man.
I know.
I have it.
It's actually really fun. I think this is like the 4th or 5th one, but I've been really enjoyed doing this kind of stuff. I think there's some in here, keeping it bare bones though for a little bit, first couple episodes, but we'll see. So I guess this is also again on you. So how can someone really find you really most, or really probably best? Where can someone really find you? Let's see here.
Yeah, so my website, itslit.org, of course on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all those good places. And then you can check me out on OpenSea too, and my Discord. So if you're in the Web3 space, tap in and get a part of my community. And I think the key to realize in music NFTs is there's so many ways to support. So even if you're not in Web3 or you're not ready to get an NFT yet, you can go stream the album, you can watch music videos, you can check into the Discord, and all these things help to support the community. So with music NFTs, I think the key is that there's a lot more ways to support the artists who basically have this built-in marketing engine. And I think that idea is really exciting, that in the future, these NFTs are really, the music itself is going to serve as the ultimate form of marketing for those NFTs.
Shoot. I think I lost the game here. I was in a little bit of a good position. I don't know if I'm in
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. We'll see. There was one point when I thought I was toast.
Um, I think this will be kind of one of the last questions, but still a great question. Dil, what are you most excited for over this next year in NFTs?
So that's a good question. I mean, for me, I think I'm still waiting on this big wave for music NFTs. So that's really exciting for me, of course. I think that also there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in the crypto space. I'm excited about DeFi. I mean, DeFi is something that I've been getting into. I really like a lot of what's going on in the DeFi space. I'm active on Solana now, of course, after my Solana drop. So pretty bullish about what's going on over there. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about, I would say,
Yeah.
in the next couple of years for the crypto space. And yeah, I mean, just looking forward to the future of NFTs, especially for music.
Yep. Let's see here. All right, I think I will actually forfeit the game here. I think,
Really?
yeah, there's no way. I mean, obviously, the only thing I have is the horse. So there's, whatever you call it.
I'm calling for your horse.
I know, but no, this has been a great game. Dill, I want you to maybe touch on the last things, just basic socials, what your at's at, stuff like that, where people can find you, and then we'll close it up here.
Sure, man. So my socials are Famous Dill, or just look up Dill, DYL. You can look on Spotify, YouTube, all that. You'll find me under Dill. But my handle is at Famous Dill. My website is itslit.org. And if you want to tap into the Discord directly, you just go to dilluminati.com and you can join the Dilluminati server. And if you get NFTs, you can connect them. And I just want to say again that there's so many ways to support a music NFT. Like I said, you can just go check out a music video or add to some playlists on Spotify. That's all great. And if you want to get involved in my community, we have options such as Solana on Magic Eden that are very affordable. You can get an NFT for like $50 with no gas. And then if you want a VIP experience, you can collect on Ethereum, get a rare VIP NFT, and get a valuable one of one with the VIP experience. So we have all these different levels and ways that you can support the music. And I
Yep.
think that's what it's about for the future.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, Dill, I really appreciate you coming on to the podcast. This has been the 5th episode of Chess and Chat. I think next week I'm going to have Mike Alfred, the Bitcoin maximalist, on. I've had plenty of great talks with him. And then I think after that, I'm going to have Jack Butcher on. And hopefully Liquidity at some point in the future. He had to pull out just because of logistics stuff. He wants to stay anon, but we'll eventually have him on. But again, Dill, I really appreciate you coming on. Have a great night. Everyone that's watching and in the future as well, have a great night, have a great week, and we will see you guys all soon. Thank you.